Hello YouTube, and welcome to a brand new Unity 3D Space tutorial. So, in this tutorial what we're going to do is carry on with our previous tutorial where we're getting new spaceships, but we're actually going to give the character the feature to get new spaceships, if you like. So you can go to a shop, and if you've got enough money, it'll sell you a spaceship. So hopefully this works, but the first thing we've actually got to do is save what ship the character's currently got. And then we'll implement a loading one, then maybe in this tutorial, maybe next one, we'll implement the actual shop to it. So first thing we're going to do is go into our MISC scripts and we'll find our saving and loading right here. And we'll open it up, and what we need to do is link it to entity stats again. So if we stick this here, I apologise for all the open tabs up above, I've got quite a bit of working and script to do. But yeah, so what we're going to do is scroll down to our save data here, and we're going to see that we have not yet saved the ship. So we're going to go and do it. So I'll copy this line here so we have it, and I'll put it at the bottom just because. In fact, very bottom. Like so. So instead of player details, we have player stats. Yeah. Because, I don't know, I want them separate, but I couldn't think of a good word. And it does make more sense to put it near it as well, so I'll do that there. So here we need character ship ID. So in here we're going to go player attribute, stop player, and then I forgot what it's called. So we'll go to entity stats, and in here we need the current ship, so we're going to save that. And it is looking to my attention we also haven't saved any of their stuff, so what I'll do is I'll quickly run down all the entity stats, and I'll save name, walk speed, running speed, crouch speed, jump height. Map icon I won't save, and I'll save these other stuff as well, so we can save and load it. So all I'm going to do is save that, I'll show you, then I'll load it, and then I'll show you again. So back in a minute. So as you can see, I've added all the player stats, so I've got the name, which I switched from up here to here, and it's all working. Walk speed, run speed, crouch speed, rotate speed, jump speed, ship ID, which is the one we'll be working with, key, field of view, spook, max, and health. I've even included the ones the character doesn't use, such as the spook meter, because then we could implement the feature to it. So maybe your character witnesses something horrific, and then we could say if the spook meter is like more than 60, the character wobbles about, or if it's more than 20, maybe we can just say he's drunk. I don't know, something along those lines. We could use it eventually, we always find a way. So what I'm going to do is take all of these, and we've done every single one of these before, so I don't need to explain it, and I'm going to stick those in the loading one here. So we've got even more, and then once that's done, I'll come back, show you again, and then we'll continue. So back in a minute. So I've programmed in all the save and the loading part of it, but we have a small error. Player attributes doesn't actually contain half this stuff here, so we need to make it contain it. Well, what we need to do is link it to entity stats to the player variable. Really simple to do. So all I'm going to do up here is type scripts var entity stats, and it'll be entity stats, capitals, doesn't matter, remember, and we'll simply say entity stats equals game object dot find misc scripts dot get component entity stats. So that should link us up to the correct one. So then all we do is go entity stats, so instead of saying player attributes we need to say entity stats dot player dot char name. So in all of this we're going to replace player attributes with entity stats dot player. Boom. So 22, so it's replaced all those and replaced all those down here. So hopefully that should all work perfectly now. And I've made a false error, I've put lowercase p, I should have checked it instead, but all we're going to do is type, get this again, and we'll replace it with entity stats player capital P, replace. So that should fix that. That was a silly mistake, but hey. And the final error I'm going to fix is we need to convert them after, which I'll do, but we need to replace player char name again. So here it doesn't say player char name, it simply says name. So we've got it 3 times. Yep, so we're going to simply say name, because in entity stats that's all it is right there. So name, where else was it? I believe it was here. So that's loading the file, and again here. So what I'm going to do is convert all these to the correct conversions. I should have done that before, I apologise. But when we get this done we can carry on. So I've replaced all the conversions. They're all integers except the name. That's easy enough. So if we were to save that, you would see that it saves the correct thing, but we're not going to. What we need to do is actually save what level we are on, but we're not going to do that either yet, because I want to work up to that. What we are going to do is carry on with the tutorial though. So we need to make it, when it loads the ship ID, it does do it, but what it does is every time we load the space level, it needs to check what the ship ID is, then get the correct ship. So we could do this many ways, but I'm going to create a new script because we always do. So if we go to our scripts folder, and I shouldn't have closed it, and we go into our best place will be entity, simply because it contains details about a player. So in space I'm going to put right click create, and JavaScript will call it get ship. And all this is going to be is literally a load of if statements saying if it's this one, get this ship, else get this ship, else get this ship. And it's really simple like that. So we're going to put this on our character, and the first thing we're going to do to it after we've done is make it destroy itself as soon as it's done, because we don't need it to keep being called. It's only called when you start the level, so when you start the level it'll start the whole scene again, which will start the script again. So in our function update we're going to get rid of function start, and just here, in fact we could put it in function start, it seems easier, and in here we'll just simply type destroy this. So as soon as it's finished executing all the code, it destroys itself. That's what we need. So we're going to link it to our resources like we've done every time, but we need to somehow get the name of each ship. So if we're going to have a look inside our resources folder and into our prefabs, we've got lots of different ones. So the best place I would say to put it would be a new folder really. So we're going to right click, create, and we'll choose folder, ships. And then, because it makes more sense to be called ships, so we're going to go into character, and you're going to find we have our ship right here. It's at currently 000, which is all good where it's meant to be. So inside it's got the two ship weapons, which I'm deciding whether it's best to put there or not, but I'm just going to keep it as it is for now. So I'm going to drag ship into ships. Perfect. So now I'm going to create a new ship while we're here. So I'm going to duplicate this one and just delete the first one, because it's got no scripts on it, so we can delete it. And as long as it's called ship, it should work fine. So we'll have to tell it to be called properly when we do code it. But we need another ship, or just one to look at. So this one is going to have a tri weapons, and if you don't know what that means, it means 3. Tri, triple, 3, yeah. So it'll be that, but what I'm going to do is squash it down a little bit. Not like that, but drag all these out. Yep. Grab this one and we'll squash it down, because I don't want it to be as big, but it's going to be a wide ship. And the guns are going to be on the side, because side guns always look amazing. So this one I'm going to stick to this side, and then the other one I'm going to stick to the other side, like so. The third one I'm going to bring all the way forward, and I'm going to stick it right on top, right there. And the missile spawn point, wherever it is there, I'm going to drag and put it literally like there. That'll do it. So it's now got tri weapons, you've got multiple ones. So we're going to stick all three of these inside the ship. So 000 still perfect. We'll drag it in and give it a new ship. So this one's called ship here, and we're going to rename it to the name of the ship. And I can't think of the name of the ship, so I went and found this website here, and what you do is you click open a channel in Hail and it gives you names. So ship names. So the SKU is going to be the first ever ship right here. And the reason we're calling it this is because then, instead of storing our character's ship as an ID, we're going to store it as a string ID. And if you don't know why we're doing it, give us time, you'll see. So right here, current ship will say string, just like that. And wherever it says current ship, right here, it needs to CS, which is string. So of course we have to change the saving and loading again. So ship ID, and it won't be int.parse no more. It'll simply be .toString. And if you don't know why I'm doing this yet, give it time, then you'll notice and you'll be like, wow, so much easier. So ship ID, that's all set perfectly now. So we go back to our get a ship, we'll stick it here so we've got easy access. So we've got that, the Skyu. I need another one now. So I'm gonna click through a bit. Oh, I like that one. The Andromeda Tiger. So I'm gonna grab that, and I'm gonna come back. That's in the description for anyone who wants it as well. Don't worry about that yet. We'll change that in a minute. So we go back and we'll get this ship and stick it in ships. There. We will have an error when we try to, what you may call it, let me think, I forgot. When we ever try to access the body of it, but we will fix it soon, so don't worry about it. So I'm going to grab Skyu, bring it back out, and as you can see they're all rotated in weird directions, but I'm going to delete Andromeda Tiger and stick our Skyu there, like so. 0, 0, 0, so it's local parented, and 0 rotation. That actually looks awful now that we've put that in, but hey, that's what our ship parent looks like. Hey, so we're going to go and fix this error. It says on line 4 it does not understand. Oh, I know what this error is. So but what it's basically saying is right here, where we put it current ship after null here, it's not 0 anymore, it's a string. So we're going to call it the Skyu. I think it was that. We need to find it. SCU. SCU, I got it right. And we're going to say every other ship is SCU as well. So every time it says null and 0, we're going to replace it. So null, comma, 0, replace with null, comma, Skyu. And not in selection, replace all. Boom. So we save it, and we go back, and you should see all errors disappear. So you're going to see we have 2 more errors, really simple errors. Line 7, we click it, and it's simply saying ship ID here is an int, and it's not an int no more. So we're going to say, in fact we're going to keep it like that, and all we're going to type here is var ship name equals gameObject.find player.current ship. So that'll store the string value for us, we can even put it in. So that'll store the string name, but we can't access the speed using the string name. So what we need to do is run a for loop for every ship on ship stats here, and find whichever one's called the Skyu. So the SCU and the Phenomena, I forgot the name of that one, the Andromeda Tiger. And we don't have one for the blue ship, so let's go and get one. So I'm going to click it and let's see what we got. The Nightingale. I'm pretty sure that's copyright. The Senga, I can't even say that. The I'm not going to say that one. No, that one. The Galactic Laser, I like that one. And that'll be there. So where it'll scan and it'll return whatever his name it gets. Really simple, we've done this before. We're going to type var for I equals 0. For I equals 0, there we go. I is less than gameObject.find .get component misscripts.get component. And instead of, well, we've got it all here really, so we can just copy all this here, pretty much all of it here, and paste it in here. So ship stats dot length. So that basically says I equals 0, I is less than gameObject.find misscripts.get component dot ship stats. So our ship stats array here, it'll get that, then it'll get the length of it. It could be a capital L, I always forget, and then I++. And then all we're going to do is say if gameObject.find.shipstats dot, but we're going to get rid of the dot and put I. So if the array I, so array 0, 1, 2, 3, equal, in fact, dot name equals, is it name? Make sure you're right, yep. Ship name. So if it's the same, then all we're going to do is say I equals gameObject.find.ships.length. So it'll stop the for loop ticking, and all it'll do is set ship ID to I, and then it'll return the correct ID. So that should work perfect. And we will have to do that again for the collisions, but I think we can fix that overall. So string to int again, line 14, we click it, and you'll see all the way up at the top, right here, 14 ship ID equals that. So it's throwing an error again. We go back to our space movement, and we'll copy the entirety of this top bit, and just simply paste it back again. Right about here. There. Yes, I believe that one's right. Perfect, so that should sort those 2 errors. So now what's left to do is we need to actually spawn our character with no player, well, with no ship, but we can sort that soon. We need to actually go into the resources, which we've done before, get the ship, whatever ship we are using the entity stats, already done, and then it should work fine. So let's go on to our stats first and start resetting everything, because if we forget it, we'll get a big error. So right click reset, and you'll see it's all changed. Of course we've lost our sounds, but we don't really need it yet. We're going to go to entity stats as well, and reset, and you'll see everything will fix themselves. The skew, everything's got the skew, boom. So if we change that name to whatever we are, we should have a cool ship. It just makes it easier really, because 0, you don't know what 0 is all the time. It takes a little bit more work, but it's so worth it in the end. So first thing I'm going to do is grab hold of whatever resources we need. So just like our for loop, not a for loop, our loading screen, we're going to type var get ships, and this will equal to resources dot load all. Make sure you put the all in, else you're not. In fact, you don't even need it. Just put resources dot load brackets speech marks, and we'll go through our resources. So we need to go to where is it? Prefabs slash ships slash, and then we need to put our ship name, which is plus. Then we type game object dot find misc scripts dot get component entity stats, that's it, dot player dot ship ID, no, ship ID, current ship, I apologise, ship, current ship, bracket, as game object. So what that'll do is it'll go to our resources, if I've wrote it right, I hope I have, full screen that for you, zoom in. So it'll go to get a variable, and it'll load resources.load prefab ships gameObject.find current ship, which is the skew. So it should grab hold of the file called the skew, hopefully. So then what we're going to do is type var spawn ship will equal to instantiate bracket. What do we need? We need get ship. I'm going to rename that get ship. It'll spawn it at gameObject.find character .transform .position pos itm, there we go, and then it'll spawn it quaternion .identity, just like that. So that'll spawn that, but we also need to get this spawn ship and assign it as a child to the character. So spawn ship .transform .parent equals gameObject.find character .transform. So that'll assign it inside the character. We may have to mess with the rotations, but after we've done that, boom, it destroys itself, it's all gone. Simple, yes. So we've already technically done all this when we spawn our character, but the difference is with the character, we let them live, kind of thing, so it was easier. So, player is not a member of it, capital P, I really should remember which is right. So it is this one, capital P, there. So we delete our character, and then as soon as it loads, it'll scan whichever we've got and spawn it, hopefully. So if we delete the skew here, so it's gone, we spawn it, and it should be spawned correctly. It might be called skew clone, but it's just a simple line to fix that, we all know that. So as soon as it loads, we should have a ship, hopefully. So as you can see, we have a ship. Obviously it's a poor ship, and it's facing the wrong way. So I'm going to face the planet and pause it. Let's go and have a look what's wrong. So we are facing the planet, and as you can see, it's turned sideways. I thought it would. And I swear down this skew's changed. It's changing, but never mind. So we need to rotate it facing the camera, so the correct rotation. I think that'd work. Yeah, so let's attempt that. So we're going to rotate the ship to 0, 0, 0 rotation, and again I've put my Unity in high contrast mode. It looks awesome in high contrast mode, I just don't know how to do it. If you know how to do it, please comment below, and I'll always do it, but still. So down here, we're simply going to type. We could do it up here, but it seems a little bit easier to just do it down here. It's just to help. So we're going to type spawn ship dot game object dot name equals, and then we need to get the name of the ship. So we're going to type get gameObject.find entity stats dot current ship. There, so we can stick that on as its actual name, just like that. Then all what's left to do is to type transform. So spawnship.transform.euler angles. See, I'm getting better at that one. Equals vector 3 0, 0, 0. So as soon as it spawns, it'll spawn at 0, 0, 0 after it's added as a parent, so it'll be local. If it doesn't work, we have to edit local EULAR angles. I'll come back once it's spawned and hopefully it works. So it didn't work, as you can see, so we need to edit local values, because as soon as it turns to 0, it's facing the right direction. Then all we have to do is play with the size and everything to make it look right. That's busy after. So here all we're going to do is simply put local EULAR angles. It might be a capital, I'm not sure about that, I'm guessing off the top of my head here, but hopefully that's the right one. So as you can see, we now have a ship facing the correct direction. Perfect. So we've spawned the correct ship. All what's left now is to move our camera and move that in the right place. So I'm going to drag game down and I'm just going to pull it across, and all I'm going to do is literally move it up, down, left, right and stuff, see which one looks perfect for our game. So as you can see, it's looking like not many at the moment. So if we put it right, and I don't mean to be rotating it, stop rotating. There, what we can do is try to pull it up and down, back, left, right. So I'm just going to play with it until it looks right, pretty much. So I'll be back in a minute. So after a long and timely process of trying to fix it, I've discovered it might be a little harder than we think to actually do this, because don't forget we're going to have many different size ships, and how many space games do you know where you can actually see the weapons? So what I'm thinking instead is, why don't we just move our first person camera forward more, so you can't see the ship at all, but every time it spawns you'll still be able to see it fire. That's the point of it. So you can see little bits of it, but if we fire, you can see no bullet spawn point of space fire. We need to fix that error, but if we look around, if we position it in the right place, so just there, and we begin editing where the ship and the first camera is, here, you can see if we just like move it up, move it, well not back, we want it pretty much at the, well, right between the guns. So I want it pretty much really forward and down a little bit. So when we spawn it, you should not be able to see the ship at all. Perfect. But you can fly around and it all works the same. And as soon as we assign the bullet spawn points, it should work, hopefully. So that's it. We've assigned the ships, so I'm not going to work on the bullet spawn points yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and find the Andromeda Tiger, and I'm going to go back to our miss scripts and assign it to the player. So not that one, we need it down here. So current ship is the Andromeda Tiger. So when we click play, it loads. We should have a much bigger ship. So is that the right one? No, so obviously it spawned something wrong there. So we need to find out what's gone wrong. So the reason it's not working is simply because we're putting the wrong player. Easy mistake to make. So get rid of the entities and open up the player, and the skew becomes the Andromeda Tiger. We click spawn, it spawns the Andromeda Tiger. There. Oh, we've got a big ship now. So obviously we need to fix it and size it and everything, but we have a new ship, so every time you put your ship details in, you get different ships. I could leave it and come back in, turn levels on, do anything, and it constantly spawn the correct ship. And the actual code is simple, dead simple. Really simple. So that's what we're going to do for this tutorial. I apologise if it's too long or you didn't like it, but it needed to be done. So we've done that. The next part of what we will have to do is the actual purchase of the ship, and that's as simple as soon as you click a ship, it changes your current ship to whatever. That's it. Really simple, I promise you. Probably even one tutorial, but the GUIs always take really long, so I don't know. But I might try to find a way around that. But yeah, so we've done that, and that's what we're going to have to do after. Next tutorial for the land, we're going to do something really cool if you watch that one. If not, don't worry. Thank you for watching. Please thumbs up if you liked it. Please thumbs down if you didn't like it. It always helps when you do thumbs down, because then I can realise why I did something wrong, as long as you comment, of course. Please join my Facebook group. You get new things, cool things I post through, and you get free stuff. Hey, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.